Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're going to be watching a video of how two people named Kayla, both named Kayla, went from one MLM to this one, and I think they're currently in Arbonne. Kayla Hoffmeyer, she went from Beachbody, which she was in Beachbody for 6.5 years, to Arbonne, and going to her profile is what led me to this video that she did with somebody. So I want to thank the person who DM'd me. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna watch this video with y'all for the very first time. Before we get started, don't forget to like the video. You can subscribe if you want to support the channel for free, or if you want to see more videos like this. I'm also a Liquid IV affiliate, so if you want a discount code, you are welcome to look down in the description for one. So let's go ahead and get started.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
This in particular is called Learn How Not All Network Marketing Companies Are the Same. Kayla and myself both come from the same company before Arbonne. Okay, so they both came from Beachbody. She says, we both have such unique appreciation for the business opportunity with Arbonne and would love to chat with you more if you feel called to join us. If you don't know, I was in Arbonne. I was qualified for the top 2% of the company before I left. And I think that means that I'm qualified higher than both these people who are currently in Arbonne. Because I know Kayla Hoffmeyer is top 8%, while the other Kayla doesn't say. And the only reason I say that is because I can take their points from my experience and really be able to delve deeper on them when it comes to Arbonne. Let's watch.
What's up, y'all? All right, let's talk about how not all network marketing businesses or companies are created equal. And to help me talk about this, I'm going to have my girl Kayla jump on and we're going to kind of chat about it real quick. Let me see. There you go. Okay. I'm going to add her. I promise. I'm accepting. I'm trying to scoot my seat back too because I know once she jumps on. There we go. There, are we matching?
Literally, it's fine.
It's okay. Just two Kaylas, matching and living life here. But I was chatting real quick on the intro and just saying how we wanted to talk about how not all network marketing business or companies are created equally.
Sure, they're not all created equally, but the business model is the same for every single one of them. Multi-level marketing is network marketing, which is social selling, which is social retail, which is whatever else you want to call it. It's multi-level marketing. And that means the business model is the same. And that's why it's not just one or two companies that's the issue. It's all companies that are the issue because they all have the same business model. No matter what they say, they do.
I love
So Kayla and I actually both, it's going to take me a minute to get used to saying Kayla and I. But we're going to talk a little.
No, because look at the bottom, Kayla. So you see her like bachelor's or whatever. And then below it, you see those sticky notes. You know what those are? They have either people's names on it or they have numbers, like their qualifying volume, and they peel them off whenever they've hit that. If you're wondering what I was clicking, it's a clip, and I really shouldn't click it during this video because I'm getting all fidgety because I really want to read my book. I've been reading A Court of Thorn and Roses. I read the first one in a day. I'm on the second one and I read half of it in half a day. I got problems, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to watch this.
But we both came from the same network marketing company previously, and while it served us in the seasons that we needed it to the most, we had both felt pulled and called
by who? Because I have a direct line to the Sky Daddy God right back here. And listen, I can call him right now and ask him. I know he didn't call you to it.
or other options. I feel like I could probably speak for you too, but please do after I say this. I know for me personally, I had gotten to a point where I really was just over feeling like I had to, or the only way that I could succeed in that previous business was by others advancing to certain ranks as well. And
here's the deal with that though. In Arbonne, you also need people below you and you need them to be making you money and putting money into it and all of that to then rank up. You also need it too. It's not just in Beachbody, it's in all MLMs because they're all the same business model and that's how they work.
And having to drag people along. And, I understand as someone that has been in network marketing for, I don't know, 6 years now or so. that not everyone comes in wanting to like go gun ho with a business like this. They just, maybe they just want to earn a little bit here and there, or pay the products, or maybe they do want to run. It doesn't, whatever it is, it's like it doesn't matter. But at the same time, when, we were in that type of business model where it was solely focused on ranks, that was tough. That was really tough. So, Kayla, what are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, no, I can completely relate. Like I was in this business and I was loving it. Like when I was
Mhm.
really, really in it, I think a lot of us were, and like got to a point where we were feeling pretty good. Like we were pretty successful,
Mhm.
and I had like a really fantastic team of
Yep.
like runners, and we were hitting like the pretty like accolades and getting recognized. And then like that's all so great. Like
Mhm.
obviously that just makes you feel so good like about your life and your
Yeah.
business. And then when you don't see that like incredible success and like you don't hit those very specific milestones, it's like you just felt like you were forgotten
Yeah.
about essentially, because
Mhm.
nobody recognizes you anymore. Like I remember when, so like think back to like pandemic
Yeah.
time, like, you're going through and you're like feeling like so amazing in your business, like you're killing it, like everything's going so great. And then like the next year we just like didn't have as good of a year.
So I'm just interrupting her, but Arbonne is more focused on the amount of money that you get in your business than really like people ranking up below you. However, that does coincide a lot with each other. So while sure, maybe you don't have to have 2 area managers underneath you to hit regional vice president, when it comes to volume, you need your downline to also have a certain amount of volume for you to hit that. You have to hit like several different aspects of volume along the way. Money in your business, or the amount of money people have purchased, or whatever. So while it doesn't say you need 2 rubies to rank blah blah blah, the money coincides with having certain ranks in your downline, which, if you're an area manager, you most likely have a couple of district managers. If you're a regional vice president, you most likely have at least 1 area manager or 2. If you're a national vice president, you definitely probably have a few regional vice presidents. I hope that makes sense. And if y'all want deeper dive into Arbonne, I'm happy to do one. Just let me know.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it's like you, like what you did before, it's like nobody cares about that. They just care about what you did like this month. And that's what I feel like is so different with Arbonne, because like my first couple of months in my Arbonne business were absolutely incredible. Like I was so blessed to have the support that I did when I moved over from my previous company.
Yeah, you were in Body for 6.5 years. Body, Beachbody. That felt weird saying Body, but I know they're just called Body now, Bodi. Yeah, you probably had a great few first months because you had several people in Body move over with you. You cross recruited. It is pretty great when you enter a new MLM and can rank up pretty quickly, even though she's just an area manager, which is the second rank. It still means that she got at least $10,000 running through her business in 2 to 3 months. When you're cross recruiting, it's not so hard to start off great.
But nobody, like with this business, like you don't have to get a certain amount of people signed up
Yep.
or a certain amount of anything any month.
That's a lie. She's straight up lying to your face. There are quotas that you have to reach, and they have to deal with money coming into your downline, whether it's directly to you, your immediate downline, and then your like group downline, like everyone else underneath you and underneath your like direct downline. I know that's probably sounding a little confusing if you don't know much about MLMs. All in all, the pyramid, if you're on top, everyone below the pyramid has to be hitting something. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's look at a qualification of area manager in 2 to 3 consecutive months. Let's look at 2 months. 24,000 Central District QV is $24,000. When you see a number, think dollars. Monthly minimums, quota. Monthly minimums. You need each month 250 CQV, which is customer qualifying volume. Month 1, you need 10,000 Central District QV. So from your downline and your downline's downline, or from your direct and your direct's direct, and something like that. You need $10,000. Central means your central at each title comprises you and everyone below you who have not yet reached the same title. So if you're trying to reach area manager, that means all district managers and then all everyone else below you is going to have to hit $10,000 for the first month. And then month 2, it says you'll need another $10,000 from your downline. But that's just area manager. So you don't see that it splits off your central district or your central downline. But in district manager, they set you up when you hit district manager to have these quotas that you have to reach, and they kind of set you up to make yourself build a team. So with district manager, you need to hit $6,000, in which 1,000 must come from customers. So they're like, okay, you have to have a little bit of customers. And then 5,000 can come from your downline. So month 1, you need 1,000 central or 2,500 SLQV, which is your success line qualifying volume. Your PQV and CQV, which is personal and customers, plus the personal and customers from all the independent consultants who have been enrolled below you. So your directs. So your downline too. So they're pretty much trying to set you up to build a team, essentially. And in Arbonne, it can be a bit confusing because they intentionally make it confusing. So if you're sitting here going, Julie, what the hell is this language that you're speaking? Just know it's MLM scammer language, okay?
Like, you're not gonna like lose your rank that you had. Like, I remember.
You do. Sorry to stop it so quickly. You can absolutely lose your rank. 100%. There's a quota each month you have to hit. And if you're not hitting it, you're going to drop a rank.
Killing myself over holding a rank for 6 weeks. Like, I held the highest I was ever at my previous company. I held for 6 weeks, like how long you have to hold to get it. And I never hit it again because I couldn't keep up, like literally not once, never.
Yeah.
And I couldn't keep up with it. And then I'm like, that was it. Like, I put in all that work and now it doesn't even matter because we we're like, oh my gosh, we're going to hold it for 6 weeks and it's going to be so fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 6 weeks was over and then it was just like, okay, that it's done. Like,
yeah.
So I think it's just so very different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 6 week hold, when I heard that there was not a 6 week hold in Arbonne, I was like, I'm here. I'm ready.
When you hit the rank, you get a certain amount of time with the rank if you're not hitting it. So, for example, let's just say something like a year. So if you're an area manager, you get to keep that title for a year. You don't get paid as an area manager monthly if you're not hitting the numbers you're supposed to hit, but you'll have the rank title, let's say for a year. But after a year, if you're still not hitting it consecutively, like if you're not hitting it month by month by month and doing what the compensation plan says, you're going to lose that rank. Simple as that. And then you have to start over on the rank. So yeah, you do lose the rank. It might take a little bit longer, but what they don't say is if you don't hit the rank monthly, you're not going to get paid as that rank. You're going to get paid as the rank below you. They're just leaving that little bit out, which is a pretty important detail.
You're
Let's
like,
go.
What? Oh my
Like,
gosh.
wow. Like, don't tell
Everything
me
you
anything else.
Gosh, I actually shared something about that on my live I did. I just hit 2 years with Arbonne, and I remember like on Christmas Day 2019. We were going for like the top of the top, like locking it in. It was week 5, or it was week 5, day 6. Okay, so like the next day, everything would be magically have happened, whatever. It was Christmas Day, and I remember like kicking back. I had like a mimosa. I was enjoying time with the family, and then I pull up my back office and I saw where someone was not active anymore, and that was gonna be the one thing to like mess up our chances of going, to the top. And I was like, stress city. My attitude changed. I mean, it was like halfway through Christmas Day, and I wasn't even paying attention to Christmas. And we ended up making it work, but
that's what MLMs are like. That's a perfect example. And that's all MLMs. And that's because that's how the business model works. She can act like Arbonne's not like that, but hello, it is. It is exactly like that. Of course, she's not going to say that about Arbonne currently, but she'll say it about Beachbody once she's left. But I can guarantee she didn't say it about Beachbody when she was there. And when she leaves Arbonne next, well, let's just say, I'm sure she's going to have some words about it.
I just remember I got to a point 2 years after that. So we did the same thing again the next year, but way earlier, because 2020 was like amazing for our businesses for being health and fitness coaches. But I just remember in 2021, I was like, I want to enjoy my holidays. I want to enjoy December. I was, for the first time in almost 5 years, I was comfortable with like taking my foot off the gas, not worrying about anything. And I remember I rediscovered my love for reading, like not just personal development, but like fiction books. I got back into like my trash TV, my housewife shows, silly things like that, but like things that really brought me joy, I started enjoying again because I wasn't so consumed with my business and so like stressed out by my business because like you said, those 6-week holds and stuff to maintain a title or to get to a title was stress city. And I feel like for me personally, I was a very shaky, whatever rank I was at that point, very shaky. Oftentimes we would hit it and it'd be like, crumble. It was just not a sustainable way to build a business. And I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me and how I was mentored, it wasn't a very sustainable, um, way to build a business,
No, I agree. Like, I think one of the biggest things was feeling the shift and everything. And like when I started, I mean, it's funny. I think a lot of people will understand this. Like, in, I feel like I'm pretty successful in my Arbonne
For
business being
sure.
a couple months in. I do not have my husband as a preferred client, if that like tells anybody anything. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I love more than talking shit about MLMs myself? Someone else who's in an MLM currently who left that MLM talk shit about him. Keep talking crap about body. I'm here for it. But I am going to correct you on the stuff that you lie about when it comes to Arbonne.
I had paid for an account for my husband in my previous business to literally hold my business together for years, spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars to do that. And I have never even like, that's not a thing like with Arbonne. Like the only
Well, what you're also leaving out, Kayla, number 2, is that you brought your downline over, or probably quite a few of them, from Body to Arbonne. You brought them over. So, yeah, you're probably doing well right now. But what happens when the initial excitement and the initial ranking up stops? Let's say she brought over 50 people. I don't know how many people she had over. Let's say like 20. I was qualified for regional vice president and I had 30. She's an area manager and she has, let's say, 20. That's just for shits and giggles. What she doesn't understand is that saturation is going to hit and the excitement's going to go away because your downline's not going to be successful like you are. They're going to say, what's wrong with me? It's because they didn't have a bunch of people to bring over. All that to say, she's leaving out a lot.
The reason I will sign him up now is because he actually uses the products and like loves the greens every day. But like you don't have to sign up like your 80-year-old grandma to like hold your rank in Arbonne.
No.
Like, which is a big thing. Like it's a big thing. Like you have people supporting you and it's not.
You do though. You do. And the reason isn't because you need like another consultant under, well, actually sometimes it is, but it's mostly because of the influx of money. You need a certain amount of money. And so you saying, oh, you know what, I need to buy more greens this month. Instead of buying it from my personal stuff, I'm going to sign up a customer underneath me and I need to hit the 250 qualifying volume anyway. So I might as well just use them to buy my greens. I might as well just sign up my dad or my stepmother or whatever, or my dog. You do that in Arbonne too.
Not just you doing everything, which I think is
yes. And I think too, going back to like your hubby, and obviously only those who know like where we're coming from here. Some of y'all may be watching this and like, what are they talking about? But I know like, for like you said, your grandmother and things like that. Like the thing is that's really cool about Arbonne is like this is a business of daily consumables. And so what that means is like we are using products that people are using every single day. Like I'm literally drinking fizz and this is our daily energy supplement. And so for people who drink Alani News and Celsius's and Monsters and stuff, it's like, hey, we've got a cleaner option for you. This is something that you could use as well. But maybe your grandmother doesn't, and she's like, I really want some of that skincare. Like, she can use a skincare. So it's like, but they don't have to.
right.
Disclaimer, they don't have to sign up. But I think too, like, Arbonne has been around for 44 years. And it's, to me, become like a household name in a sense. Like, there are people that I know that have...
Maybe your house, but not mine. Is there a household name in your house? If you're watching, let me know below. I'd love to know.
Have used Arbonne in the past, like for ever, and then something else came along, maybe they tried something different, but like they're getting back to it because they remember how good they felt, they remember how great their skin looked and stuff. And so I have yet, in my 2 years of being an Arbonne consultant, have yet to hear anyone say anything bad about Arbonne.
Okay.
Everyone I talk to, whether they're a client of mine or someone else's or a consultant, it's like they're like, oh my gosh, I love Arbonne. I love their stuff. I love that those fizzy sticks, or I love their skincare and all of that. And so it is very refreshing because that I didn't get that a lot before.
Yeah, I think it was just
You didn't get that a lot in Body? I have a feeling that when you were in Body, you probably said this before. This isn't the first time saying that all your people love the product. Ugh, perfect example of manipulative lying scammers that just want your money because they're acting all sweet and happy and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Everyone loves these products. This isn't their first go around with an MLM, okay? They know what they're doing. And they're intentionally trying to do it in a way that makes it look like their past MLM was crap, which it is, by the way. But they're acting as though Arbonne's not the same. It is. Arbonne is the same.
it's so much easier to share because truly you are using it
Mm-hmm.
daily and it just fits into your life.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like for me, I just fell out of love with my previous company because I felt like I couldn't, like I was just stuck doing like one thing.
Yeah.
And when I would branch out, like I felt like it was taking away from my business success. But like with Arbonne, like you truly, it just fits. Like using like
Yes.
products that you use every day anyways, like
Yeah.
even if you're not even using like, if you're like, I'm not a caffeine person, I'm not going to drink protein, like then like that's okay. Like I use the face wash every day because who doesn't wash their
Yeah.
face every day? Like different. I'm
Right.
like, hey, if you've never used a nutrition product in your life, I have clients who just order like makeup. I mean, I talk
Same.
about the new products the most because that's what I love
Mm-hmm.
the most. And like, that's just a me thing. But like, not everybody's like that. And that's what's so versatile about Arbonne. Like, you can truly just focus on like the makeup and the skincare and not talk
Yep.
about anything else and be successful.
100%. I know. I remember before, because I was Arbonne curious for like a whole year almost, before I started. And I remember just watching from the sidelines. I wouldn't jump on like any live videos like this because I didn't want my name popping up, or I wouldn't like people's posts that were with Arbonne, but I'd be watching, I'd be looking and reading. And I was so intrigued because one, I knew they had been around forever. My mom used the products years ago. I remember going to like an Arbonne skincare party with her as a teenager. Um, and I immediately was like, man, I really enjoy sharing about products I love, like sharing about things I loved. And, as someone who was strictly a health and fitness coach for the longest time, it was so fun to be able to share like, a little like Sephora haul or things
Mhm.
like that, like just different products I was using. And I remember I would kind of like think about, man, I kind of like this better, sharing about this.
So one thing that I struggle with the most in Arbonne is that they have pretty much all the products that you need, for the most part, right? A lot of them. I remember one time I was sharing a Trader Joe's haul that I got, and one of the things that I shared was a vitamin B supplement that I got from Trader Joe's. And I remember my upline messaging me and saying, hey, you shouldn't share that. You should share the vitamins that we have in Arbonne because they have vitamin B in them. And I just remember thinking, like, I'm never going to get to share other products that I like that Arbonne might potentially have, which really sucked because I wanted to. And now I'm so glad that I'm not doing Arbonne because I wasn't able to try other things. So if it wasn't working for me, I had to fake it. And I had to hide that I was trying other products, which I really tried not to do because it felt so crappy. But once I was like released of the Arbonne hold, I was so excited to just try things. It was overwhelming. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to take my fizz sticks? What is going to be better than my fizz sticks? What's going to be better than this? What's going to be better than that? Well, a lot of things are. And it's not that difficult to go, okay, I'll just look around and I'll try new things. You just think that it is the best product and that's why you're still using it from Arbonne. It's not. There are plenty of better products out there than a fizz stick. I'm going down a rabbit trail now because this is Arbonne and that was my thing for so long. And I'm so glad that it didn't have like a stronghold over me when it comes to what I use or what I try or anything. It's so nice. And it was overwhelming at first trying to find new things that I liked, but once you get it, you just feel so much better. There's freedom in not having to lock yourself down to these certain products.
Is better, but gotta be the health and fitness coach that I chose to be, right? And so I just loved the idea of being able to share so many things, but at the same time, I was kind of hesitant too because I was just thinking, like, man, that's a lot of products. How am I going to share about it all? And just like you said, I had this realization that I'm like, I don't have to share all of the things. And what I've
Right.
learned is, obviously everyone knows I drink fizz and I drink my greens and I love my Derm Results skincare, but what's cool is like when you start up or start as a consultant, you get your link, you get your website. And so people will click on it and they can go and purchase, as they see fit. So I was having people or I still do, they get on the website and maybe they're going to restart their fizz, but they would go ahead and get a lip oil while they're at it, or they're going to try the skincare or whatever. It's like, it's truly like an Amazon,
Mhm.
I guess so. Costco, Sam's Club membership or whatever.
We used to say that back in 2020, 2019 when I was in it. No, it's not. It's literally not. It's not. Kayla number one, stop. It's not. Oh gosh, so many memories.
So where you can just pick and choose whatever you want. And there's no monthly fees, there's no auto ship requirements, and there's no, monthly order requirements and just different things like that. So to me, it was like, it just made sense. But yeah, it's so cool being able to offer and serve so many more people
Yeah.
outside of that fitness
Oh,
box.
yeah, for sure. And it's like, um, I think that it's just easy to talk about and it's easy to share about and it's easy for people to like get excited about
Yeah.
because like you talked about the no fees thing. I was shook
Same.
by this. Heard about this. I'm like, are you sure?
I
Like,
said that too. I was like, are you sure? Really? You sure
I
about
mean,
that?
truly, like when I was making the decision to move over to Arbonne, there were a lot of things holding me back, like you were. I was very Arbonne curious, but for like a really long time, like probably 2 years. And I was a preferred client for a year and a half to 2 years before I joined. And I mean, seriously, like closet Arbonne. Like, don't find my Arbonne pantry because like nobody knows that I'm using
Yeah.
it. Nobody. And when I was like thinking about it, I'm like, okay, what? Because like when you move over, you start from zero. Like you cancel your old
Yeah.
account and it's like absolutely terrifying. But
Yes.
I'm like, first off, I'm gonna save XO amount of money because I'm not paying for
Mm-hmm.
3 business centers plus hundreds of dollars in auto ship. I think the coolest thing, nothing has ever showed up on my porch that wasn't a gift that I didn't order myself. Like
Yep.
no surprise orders coming out of my bank account. And that happened to me a lot because
Arbonne does have auto ship. You can choose to have an auto ship or not, but Arbonne does have it.
Same.
I don't, I have a really chaos brain. And if something is on auto ship, I'm just going to get it
Yeah.
because I'm going to forget to cancel it. That's like Fabletics. Like how much money do we have with Fabletics waiting in the bank?
Oh, I
Like
do that
a
too.
lot.
It's bad.
So
It's
I think
bad.
that's a huge factor. Like all the different things, like the products, like yes, there's a lot of products with Arbonne. And for a long time, I was like, I could never do Arbonne because there's too many things to talk about. And I actually love that there's so many things to talk about now. But I'm not going to pop up on my stories and talk about all hundreds of products, like
No.
all like that's silly. And nobody wants you to do that anyways. Like it's just I don't even share everything that I use in a
Yeah.
day because it's a lot. But like that's fine to me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to use all the things. Like I love that I love all the
Yeah.
things. I love that I want to
Yes.
make an order like every single week because I
Mm-hmm.
cannot get enough.
Oh yeah.
And I
Let's think of it this way. If you're talking about how sustainable this business is because other people have to purchase every month, like your customers have to purchase every month because they run out of product because it's consumable, that also means you do too. So if you're buying all the things and using all the products, you have to repurchase them every month or every other month even. If I give them a little leeway, you're also spending hundreds of dollars a month. Hundreds of dollars a month. Hello, you are still. You just aren't doing it in an auto ship way. You have to go in and manually do it yourself. I mean, you can do it in an auto ship way. There's an auto ship option, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you're still spending a lot of money.
if you're not feeling like that with your business, like you got to think about making a shift. Like you want to be
Mm-hmm.
so excited about everything that is happening. Like I remember having launches like in my previous business and I'm like, I'm just going to pretend like that didn't even happen and I'm not even going to talk about it once. Because I'm like, that does not excite me at all.
I know, and I love, well, and not just that, but like what I think is really cool. I have a newer consultant, and I was talking to her about how, cool it is that Arbonne still to this day, 2 years in, I still get excited about like new products launching and stuff because it happens more often, and I'm still not used to it because it wasn't like that with our previous business.
Yeah, right. There's a ton more products that launch every year in Arbonne, meaning you're buying a ton more products every year. I can almost guarantee that they are paying more in Arbonne products than they did in body products. Seriously, I mean, probably 10 products a year, maybe five to 10 products a year are new that come out, whether it's flavors or brand new products or a different kind of something or a different color of something, they come out. And they're expensive. And the goal when the new fizz comes out is you buy as much as you can because they're gonna run out.
And so it's just so cool that it's like something's always like dropping and stuff. And I love how innovative Arbonne is. After
Mhm.
44 years, they're innovative. They are with the times. We are
Yeah.
going places, y'all. Like it's a big deal. And it doesn't feel like outdated or just anything. Like I don't know, it's great. And so there was something else I was going to say about all of that. Just lost my train of thought. But I agree with you on like the whole like forgetting to like turn off products and stuff. It's like it's cool because it's like we just order whatever it is we want to order. And if you don't need to order for the month, that's okay too. I have consultants that do like bulk orders and they'll order
Mhm.
like once every 2 months or something. They still get paid. They still get their commissions. Like it's not like you have to have your own order to get paid. I know one thing you said you were shook about with like the monthly fees, because I also had 3 business centers with that previous company. I think I spent like $800 a year running all 3 of them.
Oh yeah.
Actually, like did the math, and I was like, this is insane.
And
You should do the math on the amount of products that you're purchasing currently every month. How much you're going to spend in a year. I would spend $300 a month on products. 300. And sometimes I would just go without products because I couldn't afford to buy more of it. At least right then. I had priorities in products. And there was not many months where I had every product refilled and I was good to go on every product because there were so many.
Not to mention the
same.
auto ships for 2 of them. So it's
Yeah.
just
I mean,
like
and I never
ridiculous.
thought twice about it because I didn't know any different.
No.
Like I just assumed that was normal, I guess. I
Yep.
don't know. I did not think about it.
Yeah.
And when I didn't have to do it anymore, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
like save me actually. That's really great.
I feel like that's why we can't shut up about the business. That's one of the many reasons, because it's like it is very, we have such an appreciation for it here because we came from somewhere different. And so I always say I'm grateful for where I came from because I appreciate where I am even more, um, because there aren't these extra little like fine print
Right.
situations. It's literally like there's no red flags.
None.
It's cool. Like even 2 years in, I'm like, okay, no red flags. This is great. But no, it's awesome. And I think what really drew me to finally like doing it is because, like I said earlier, I was tired of dragging people along. I was tired
Yeah.
of like stressing out over like maintaining a rank, and like our clients and team had to be active, and all this stuff. I was so over that. And when I learned that Arbonne was a volume based business model, meaning every purchase, every sale counts, even if it's a lip oil or a full 30 days to healthy living kit, we get to celebrate regardless because we are excited because it all matters.
The way that Arbonne works is that there's only, like I said, 4 ranks, and the amount you have to meet at each rank is so much higher than other companies that it forces you to have to build a team underneath you. Unless you're just like, I don't know, a celebrity.
It's not we're trying to fit someone into a certain package, because it's not a one size fits all thing. And I like that because it's like we get to serve people and really meet them where they're at based off of their goals and their needs. If they don't need fizz, but they want protein, they can buy a bag of protein. We're not going to be like, you got to get this bundle. It's like, no, like you need to do what's best for you, you
Right.
know?
And
So,
can it makes it so much easier to really serve your clients instead of just making it a business about you. Because looking
mhm.
back, like I was running my other business, like it was very unintentional, I think, but
Yes.
it did end up being more about me sometimes.
Hmm.
And like I hate that that's how it was. Like truly thinking back, I'm like, ugh. I'm so
I
sorry.
know.
But
Was I in Arbonne? Was I in the same business as them? Yes, I was. I swear. They're lying. That's just not true. What they're saying is I don't have to do that. I'm like, that's exactly what I felt. I felt like I had to do that. They are really working hard to make it sound like Arbonne is the place to be. Of course they are, right? Because if they do that, then it helps their business, which then makes us live about them and not you.
like you didn't know any different, and like to actually find success, that's what we had to
Mm-hmm.
do. But here, like it just feels so much better because you can truly be like, what are you
Yeah.
looking for? What going to help you the most? Like we can make something very specific for you with literally whatever. Like I had one person like 2 weeks ago order hydrate, and like that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's
Yeah.
amazing. And then like somebody ordered like full 30 days to healthy living, like also
Yeah.
amazing. I love both of those just as much because this person needed this at that time and this person needed this, and both we like feel benefits from in our business as a consultant. Like we helped somebody with
Mm-hmm.
what they needed, and not we helped somebody get a package that was going to get us points for our own business.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. And what's really cool too is I notice I have people that reorder monthly. Like they get on and order just as they want, because again, there's, when you become a preferred client, there's no monthly fees, there's no requirements to have anything on auto ship, there's no monthly order requirements. You truly just
There is an initial payment and then there's an annual payment. There's not a lot of MLMs that have a monthly payment for customers. So they're acting like this is some wild thing that no one experiences. No, I mean, plenty of MLMs don't have monthly payments for customers.
use it how it's going to benefit you the most. And so we're getting those reorders each month, and sometimes like multiple reorders from the same client, and we're getting commissions every time preferred clients order. That was something that wasn't the case before. When we had a preferred client or customer, whatever we called it, every time they would reorder, we didn't get commissions. It was
Right.
so, but it's like you wanted them to be a preferred customer.
It just sounds like Body was super shit. Like, Arbonne is shit. Don't get me wrong. It just sounds like Body was super shit, which doesn't surprise me. It absolutely is.
Over there, because that helped us with our rank in the previous business. But here it's like, no, that's not a thing here. We don't need certain people active, or we don't need consultants to be at a certain level for us to be at our level. Like, so it's like it's just great. It's just
It
great.
is. And it's like a preferred client. Like you're a preferred client if you love the products. Like that's the recommended route for that. But like if you want to, like we're not just going to sign anyone and everyone up to be a consultant either. We want you to like love the business. We want you to be truly involved with that. Like not necessarily build to the highest rank ever. Like that's not what it's about.
Right.
But we're not just signing so and so up to be a consultant so they can get a higher discount. Like if you're a consultant, like we take that seriously and we take that with pride, because like I've had people in the past like wanting to, like in my previous business, like wanting to sign up with me and they can't because somebody like signed them up as like when you sign up as a business owner, like you can't switch from people to people.
Right.
So like we take that seriously and we take that with pride. I'm not just like going to sign up anyone and everyone as a consultant. Like I want you to know that you love Arbonne and you want to like actually do something with this and not just own a bigger discount, because it's so much more than that.
I'm looking at them and I know both of them have done that. I know both of them have signed people up. They're like, oh, you can become a consultant for blah, 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 blah. I know that.
And just getting like 30 to 40% off or whatever.
No, I agree. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because we always suggest, like, if anyone's ever interested in the business, it only makes sense to become a preferred client. That's how Kayla and I both got started.
Okay, but here's the deal. If someone goes, ooh, that's expensive, you're going to say then you should become a consultant because you'll get a bigger discount. I mean, that's just pretty straightforward. They're just saying this to try to make themselves look like they care more about the business than they actually do. And you're probably like, JulieJo, you don't know that they've done that. And I'm like, been there, done that. You know what I mean? Maybe they're better than me. I don't know. Maybe they're better than me.
Because you need to make sure you can get behind the products. If you aren't in love with them and are using them and stuff, it doesn't make sense for you to be a consultant, because to me the consultant discount is not that much higher than a preferred client membership. And with the preferred client membership, you get your free full-size products with qualifying orders, free shipping at a lower threshold and different things like that. And there's perks obviously to be a consultant because you can earn commissions. And yes, you may get a higher discount, but it's like, if you truly aren't going to build this or use this to build a business, it doesn't make sense to become a consultant. And that is one of the biggest things I get feedback on is like, you didn't force me to become a consultant. That was really nice. You allowed me to start as a preferred client instead. I was like, it just makes sense. It's the right thing to do.
Right.
There's no sense in rushing you in to become a consultant if you've never tried the products, or even if you have and maybe it's been a while. I need you to fall back in love with them again first. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah.
take baby steps here.
Yeah, agreed.
So, I mean, I just feel like we could talk about this more on and on, but we were like, we'll just make this like 20 minutes, and I think we've gone longer, but it's okay. It's okay. But guys, what it boils down to is, it really, if you are looking to earn an additional stream of income, or whatever that looks like, really do your research. Look into the network marketing compensation plan and things like that, or reach out to someone that's in the company you're considering, and ask questions, because that is something I wish I would have done when I first got into network marketing, because I really never understood the compensation plan with my previous business. And I was, a 2-time top person over there. Like, and I kick myself, because it's like, you need to understand the compensation plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the leadership and the community, everything's great. But what it boils down to is, like, this is a business, and you should really understand how you earn money.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't.
I would love if you actually explained to people how they actually earn money. In MLMs in general, they just talk about commissions, and you need people to be successful underneath you, help them be successful, but they're not actually like, their hard work is how you're going to earn money. But if you're going to try to be honest, then be honest. Like, be straight up, straightforward.
Be like Tetris, trying to figure things out. Like, it should be, a simple thing. And I can assure you, Arbon's the GOAT, okay?
I can assure you that it's not the GOAT. But to add on, and I know that there are businesses and companies where people's hard work underneath them earns the people more money. But what I'm saying is, the people's hard work at the bottom is going to earn the leader more money, and not earn the person at the bottom money. They're not going to get paid for their hard work. And in other companies, they do. And by companies, I mean other things that aren't MLM, not other MLM companies.
There's so many cool ways to earn income, and, bonuses and stuff at every level. Like, you don't have to be at a certain level to earn extra income or extra money on top of your commissions and so on. So, any final things you want to say before we jump off here?
I don't think so. I hope that was very informative for everybody. I mean, again, we could definitely talk about it forever. So if you have any specific...
I learned that Beachbody sucks way more than Arbonne, even though Arbonne is shit in of itself. But oh my gosh, I love listening to them talk crap about Beachbody or body.
Questions, like, obviously drop them below, and we're happy to kind of chat a little more one-on-one about that, so we don't take up your entire evening.
But if you're like me, and maybe Kayla too, you're watching, you need this. You need to see this. I needed to hear this stuff. I needed to read people's posts that were, straight up to the truth, like sharing exactly what I needed to hear without me really having to ask questions. You know what I mean? So hopefully there's transparency.
Number of these before I jumped on, just like after the fact, so nobody saw that I was on.
But anyways, guys, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much for jumping.
I have a feeling you don't actually love me. Okay, bye. There are people who've been in MLM for 6+ years, and they know what to say and what to do to try to convince you to join. There are people who are really good at convincing and trying to act sweet, kind, and like their whole goal is to help you reach a certain level or to help you feel better or whatever. That's what they've been trained to do. So let's remember that a lot of these people are trained to be able to deceive you into thinking one thing when the truth is something else. So I hope that whatever I was able to break down was helpful, and I hope that God, that you do not join an MLM. The big issue with MLM will always be the core of what multi-level marketing is, and that is the business structure. So it's all companies. It's not just one. I have plenty more videos about Arbonne and many other MLM companies, as well as other scams on my YouTube, so feel free to check it out. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Do not join an MLM. There's never a good enough reason to, trust me. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.